Somebody record faculty.
I know.
Don't be nice. In 1997, the Texas State Legislature enacted a law requiring the University of Texas at Austin to automatically admit all Texas high school seniors graduating in the top 10% of their class.
The top 10% plan accounts for 80% of incoming freshmen. The remaining 20% are evaluated based on grades, test scores, leadership qualities, talents, family circumstance, and finally, race.
In 2008, Abigail Fisher, a white, in-state resident and daughter of a UT graduate, was denied admission to the university. Although she didn't score on the top 10% of her class, she sued the university for violating her 14th Amendment right to equal protection under the law. She claimed she was denied admission.
Don't say it.
Because of her race.
Damn!
An open letter to Abigail Fisher
and defenders of privilege nationwide.
Dear Abby. Yeah, she mad. I'm mad too. Study all hard for the SAT
and just miss it. Something the SAT probably didn't tell you about itself is that standardized tests are rooted in eugenics. Slave masters designed tests in order for slaves to fail so they could be classified as intellectually subhuman and thus justify their treatment and the conditions of the plantation.
Standardized tests now are constructed off of white middle-class test groups. These tests were literally designed for you, and you still couldn't make it. Project all my anger onto, let's say, what'd you say? Minorities. Now, of the 47 students whose scores and grades were less than yours but were still admitted into the university, only 5 were students of color. So, when you attack affirmative action on the basis of race, when your grounds are that less deserving minority students got in, and yet you say nothing to the 42 white students, we know this has nothing to do with scores, but maintaining white dominance. Don't ask why it always has to be about race when Europeans decided they were white, and whiteness was defined by what it wasn't. Only whites can be citizens, only whites can own land, only whites can go to school. You can't invent the rain and then wish the world was no longer wet.
Are you ready? Don't worry, I got you. Dear Abby, maybe you should have studied 3/5 harder. Texas for
40 acres in a school! Dear Abby, I literally hope you wear wet socks forever.
Word. I hope you endlessly stub your pinky toe on your privilege.
I hope you have a runny nose for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
And can only afford generic brand, one-ply faux cotton Kleenex made out of refurbished Klan hoods. I hope you wake up one day. I hope you pull the wool from your eyes and see the world, not just the red in your rage, but the red lines redlining your consciousness back to Jim Crow, back to whites only. That's what you really want to say, isn't it?
Dear Abby,
you want to know what privilege looks like? To be white and not admitted into the school which is outside of your range of achievement and still gain the attention of the Supreme Court 3 times. Well, Kelly Williams Bolar, a black mother in Ohio, was given jail time for sending her daughters to a school outside the range of her area code. Nor the Supreme Court even know her name. Schools were desegregated, they just redrew the lines. Dear Abby, please explain your comfort with colorblindness. Who does colorblindness really benefit? Who can afford not to see race? You know what isn't colorblind? Tracking. Students, regardless of race, are placed in classes based on their perceived abilities. By the recommendations of their teachers and counselors, students of color are often forced into remedial or vocational classes regardless of their achievement. You know what else isn't colorblind? The school-to-prison pipeline. Adult prisons. Suspension rates. 70% of suspended students are students of color, despite accounting for less than half of the student body. You know what isn't colorblind? The lead content in Flint's water. The correlation to and cognitive function. You know what isn't colorblind? The Little Rock 9. Greensboro 4. A brick singing through your parents' window while they extermination machine, a whole murder, darkening the skies of time from brown feet boy to this moment. It's your pen hovering above it like a blade. I've seen the ghost of Jim Crow walking through your body.
Jim Crow follows me to class. Jim Crow is the reason my ancestors come tumbling out of my mouth when a teacher calls my name. Some days I raise my hand just to high five my forefathers and tell them, I got you. A school is a hall of mirrors, distorting our self-image, a hidden curriculum that doesn't reflect our lived experience. So Abby, why you mad? Why is it that when things don't work in your favor, it's everyone's fault but your own? You've done all you could, making a bed of lies, blanketing truths, silver spooning your victimhood, telling yourself that this belongs to you. Our Americans are vastly different. Glimpse into the window of any honors class and you'll see a broken system, cast like I was typecast, like I asked for this role, like I auditioned for the part of black boy in AP Bio, AP Government, AP Lit, AP till I was absolutely pissed.
I do not believe you desire an education. Rather, I believe you desire to own what another has been historically viewed as unworthy of having. You desire entry through the white gates of the ivory tower for the sole purpose of closing them behind you. If you can't have the castle, why not burn it? If you don't see yourself in the books written for you, destroy the library. This is not a case about what you believe you have earned because of your intellect and your work ethic. This is a case of believing you're old because of your race. Gepetomania was said to be the disease which caused the slave to desire freedom and thus flee. Whiteness is the disease which causes a person to desire the world and thus take it. What you owe that you don't already have.
What do you owe that you won't take regardless?
I'm less concerned with the hands of a murderer than I am his mind. And the books which built the ticking bomb inside of it. The whip is less a symbol of racism than the idea in the brain which summons the hand to crack it. You may not carry a whip, but I see the same click in your wrist with every letter you write. Your ballpoint sings like a hollow point in the hangman's hymn. So keep shuffling your court papers like cowrie shells. So come now and dig.
My transcript was the treasure map, a pathway for future generations who believe that education is an inalienable right. So they dig. For 13 years they dig before realizing they've been shoveling their own graves. The system is not designed for our survival. There's no loans to cover injustice, not enough Pell Grants to make us forget. There's no scholarship for freedom for us. Every box on an application is a casket, an opportunity to resurrect our self-worth. So Abby, I beg you, find the 168 black and Latino students with scores equal to or better than yours that were also denied admission to the University of Texas and ask them if they have time to complain. Ask them where is their outrage. Ask them about their legacy. Ask them about rejection when history chews you up and spits you out. Raped, pillaged, whipped, chained, colonized, converted, a manifested destiny from sea to shining sea. Ask them what it means to own the land beneath their feet. Ask them what it means to own the body which they inhabit. Ask them about the difference between their reality and your American dream. If they can't answer you, Abby, it's only because you aren't listening.